Hello, Battle of the Books volunteers. We are so excited that you have volunteered to give your time and your efforts for such a great event. This is one of our favorites that we do here at King's. Our goal is to just really promote a love of reading. This is a chance for students to get involved in the school and be just a part of it. And we're just so thrilled that you guys are willing to jump in and help us. Without you guys, there's no way we would be able to have this happen and make this possible. So I just wanted to jump on and do just a couple of quick reminders and a quick rundown. You'll get more details about this day of the event, but just so you kind of are not walking in there and feeling a little stressed if you're like me and wanted to just make sure you know what you're doing. So a couple of reminders. They will again go over all of this at the meeting, but just so you know, whichever room you end up in, if you end up needing to move desks, some are science rooms, ROTC rooms, some are classrooms, some are kid classrooms, like kindergarten classrooms. So you may need to change the setup a little bit to make it conducive to, having two teams be able to be a part of it. Just make sure you take a photo and just put the room back how it was when you're finished with it. So then that way the teachers can come in on Friday and be ready to roll. We'll go over this a little bit, but as we go through scoring and questions, at the end of the round, I guarantee you're going to have at least one round, if not more, who will just mention and ask about, like who won or what was our score. And we have found in the past, we've done it both ways. One year where we didn't release any scores, one year where we did. And the thing we noticed when we released scores was that it just kind of killed a lot of kids' confidence. And that's definitely not what we want. It's to promote this love of reading, and that's our goal. And we're just so excited about that. So just make sure if they ask about final scores and you just are, everybody worked hard, and we'll just have to kind of see final round. It kind of builds anticipation, but also encourages and just promotes, again, that love of reading, which is really why we're here. We'll go through this again when we talk about actually the scores. I'm going to walk you through it just so you can see what it looks like. But just in case you're worried about getting confused in your brain, the one thing that seems to work for me is that one team is going to get kind of first right to answer of all the odd questions, and one team is going to get all of the even questions and use that. Okay. One other thing I just want to kind of mention, we have a Kindness Matters Award, which is given to one elementary team and one middle team for just being super kind. That's we really just promote with this competition the love of reading and the desire to encourage reading as such a beautiful thing, but also to love like Jesus and to encourage others is an even more beautiful thing. And so, we want to reward those teams who have worked really hard and have been able to do well in the competition. We, give first and second prizes for final rounds, and same thing for Kindness Matters. Those who kind of go above and beyond being encouraging to each other, to other teams, that kind of thing. So you'll see a nomination form in your folder, but just so you know to kind of keep an eye out as you're going through the rounds. Okay, super quick, just so you know, this is the questions that we have. These are from last year, so don't get too excited. But what you'll see is at the top of it, it will say what round it is and then the grade. So we'll try and highlight these so that you know, but just make sure that you're grabbing the correct round for the correct round of the score sheet. So for this, it does tell you the name or the question, and then it does give you the title and the author. So you don't have to have the titles and authors memorized. I know you were worried and you probably have been studying for weeks, but luckily you don't have to do that. But anyway, it's all right here for you. So there's no question in terms of like what the answer is or is not. Okay, so let's see about what that looks like. These are what your score sheets are going to look like. Mine printed a little cattywampus, so just know that this is all on one page. At the bottom, it does go through some reminders. You'll have a schedule in your folder that will have which teams are facing off against each other. So just double check when they first come in that you have the correct teams. We try and keep teams around the same rooms in the same area. So just want to make sure that they didn't accidentally walk in the wrong room. And then also make sure that you're reading from the correct round. So for example, this is round 1. I would want to make sure that my score sheet round 1 matches right up here with the questions for round 1. In terms of scoring, they are welcome to give just the last name or the first and last name for the author, either of which is fine. If you feel like there's a question that doesn't seem right, you're welcome to throw that out and then go based on some extra questions. So, if we only go through 20, for example, we have some extra questions that you can use. But that does have to be one that is agreed upon by both teams. And that's something that they'll go over more at the meeting with you, but just so you know. Also, to identify a captain for each round, okay? So this is the person, they're still going to like football huddle and discuss, and then this captain is the one person giving the answers. However, if an answer is shouted out, they're just like, Dr. Go Dog Go by Dr. Seuss, and it's shouted out, that is one that you would have to take, even if it doesn't come from the captain. So just encourage your teams to huddle and discuss. Part of this also is this idea of collaboration. And we'll go from there. So, and we'll talk about what it looks like to get partial points, etc. Okay. And then also, just in terms of time, okay? So they have 30 seconds to answer the title, 10 seconds to answer the author. If they don't get that, team 1 doesn't get that, it bumps to team 2, and team 2 has 10 seconds to be able to steal and be able to get those points. So let's kind of talk about what that looks like in a round, okay? So when you get your sheets, you can go through and label, like you'll only be elementary A, you'll still be in the same room and do your rounds. That might be easy to help. Then for each round, you're gonna write the team. So let's say I have a team Mickey and I have a team Minnie. Okay, so reader is going to read. They're gonna do the first question. In what book does the main character, blah, blah, blah. Team 1, it goes to team 1, okay? So whatever this team is gonna get all the odd numbers. First right of all the odd numbers. And then whatever this team is gonna get all the even numbers, okay? So they get the same number of opportunities to get correct answers. Now, they can steal if it doesn't make sense. Okay. So Team Mickey is asked the first question. They know it. They say it is Go Dog Go by Dr. Seuss. So they get this 5 points for answering the title correctly. So Go Dog Go is correct. And then they get 2 points for saying the author's name correct. And they also did Dr. Seuss, right? So that was correct. So hooray, they get both points. Done. Now we go to question 2. Now remember, all these even numbers go to the second team, okay? So Team Minnie is going to get question number 2, okay? So same thing, you're just gonna come right back over here to your sheet. You're gonna look at Team 2, in what book does this happen? Now, let's say Team Minnie knew the author, okay? And they say it is, it is City of Ember. And so that was correct. So they are going to get 5 points for saying the title correct. But then they say the author is Mrs. Phelps. Okay, so they don't get any points for the author because they got that incorrect. Now it's going to bounce back to Team Mickey. If Team Mickey knows, hey, it is Jean Duprow, who's the author who wrote City of Ember, then for this question 2, they're going to get the 2 points for the author. Does that make sense? So either you're going to have both on one side, it's split, or maybe neither team gets that one, if that makes sense. Okay, now I'm back to, it is question 3. That's an odd question. So the team Mickey is going to get this question first. If they get it, great. Then it goes to Minnie. If they miss one or both, then it bumps to Team Minnie for them to be able to steal. Does that make sense? So on and so forth. When you get to the end of the round, and it'll be clearly marked what the end of the round is, you are gonna add up all these. So you can skip count, you can use the calculator, no judgment, and you're just gonna put the totals down here, okay? So in this one, they had 5, they had 4, they had just 5, okay? And that's the totals. You can add these up to get one full amount. okay, as we go, okay? And then the runner is gonna take this down to the, where our kind of like hub is, and we'll input the score so that we know who goes to the final rounds. Okay, so this is just quick, super easy, quick thing for you to see. Again, more details, specific questions will be answered during your quick meeting on the day of the battle, but just wanted you to have this information. Reach out if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye.